Well, Bob, will we be able to hit the beaches this weekend? I know a lot of people haven't been able to recently with red tide.
Well, yeah, this weekend's going to be nice. You know, I mean, all week long we've had that nice east wind, and that has allowed people to go to the beaches and enjoy it. And the water clarity in some cases is looking a lot better too. So, good news on that front. We are going to continue to see that east wind. Bad news on the front down south. It's now up to 80% chance of developing over the next 5 days. We've been talking about this for the past several days now. That a little system may be popping up down there. And when I say little, I mean it doesn't appear that it's going to be a huge storm. We're not talking any kind of Irma problem, it looks like. But a tropical storm in the Gulf of Mexico on Monday is not out of the question. In the next 2 days, it has a 50% chance developing. Doesn't look very healthy at all this evening. It's getting ripped apart by some strong upper-level winds. We'll take you through time here on the satellite imagery. Some deep convection earlier, but all that kind of faded away and shifted off to the east. The center of this broad area of circulation is right about here, and the strong winds continue to be rather hostile across the northern portion of the Caribbean. Now, this is going to be moving northward. Conditions are going to become somewhat favorable over the next couple of days. Now, this is the GFS model. We'll show you that as we put it into motion. You can see this is Monday, and at this point, it looks like it could be a tropical storm, and then it moves off to the north. Now, this is subject to change, obviously, because the low hasn't really quite developed yet, and then it heads toward the panhandle of Florida on into Wednesday. Either way, we'd get a lot of rainfall because we'd be on the right side of that system. We wouldn't get a lot of strong wind, but rain would not be out of the question. The European model, a little bit earlier, a little bit faster, but moving off in the similar direction off to the north and eventually toward the panhandle. That too would bring us some rainfall. As far as the forecast models go, there's only a couple that show it near our coast, and that's the GFS, a couple of the GFS runs, but the bulk of them continue on this northerly course right into either where from Mississippi all the way over to the panhandle. It bears watching. The days that we would see the heavy rainfall, if we would get rain here, would be Tuesday and Wednesday. That's the timing once again, but stay tuned over the weekend. We'll have more on it as we move through time. Nice sunset tonight here along the Sun Coast, and as far as rainfall goes, it stayed away for the most part. We had a few brief showers around as expected, but most of that rain was rather light and moved off into the Gulf of Mexico. Nothing going on now. Tomorrow looks good too, as some dry air is in place. Our rain chances will be less than 30% tomorrow for afternoon showers. A little bit more moisture comes back into play on Sunday, but still the weekend is looking pretty good. 80 degrees right now, still pretty warm. Upper 70s to low 80s, 78 in Inglewood, 79 in Arcadia. Currently at the airport, we have a few clouds around. Still pretty warm, 80 degrees, and the pressure rising, 30.06 inches. The high today was at 90, but it was above average, 2 degrees above average, 89 the high. Well, the frontal systems that you see here are going to stay well to our north. They're not going to move through here. We did have some snow earlier in parts of Minnesota, and it looks like cool temperatures tomorrow in the 50s over Kansas City, only in the 40s in Minneapolis, but much warmer over the deep south. For boaters, winds will be out of the northeast at 10 knots. Seas will be right around 2 feet with a light chop out there. And as far as the 7-day forecast goes, we are calling for a 20% chance for showers on in through looks like tomorrow afternoon, Sunday, 30% chance, 50% chance on Monday, and 70% chance on into Tuesday and Wednesday. As that tropical system moves on by, we'll see a pretty good chance of some showers and storms. High temperatures will be into the upper 80s both those days on Tuesday and Wednesday. So keeping an eye on it.
All right. Sounds great, Bob.